So this is my third attempt at the same video, and every time something's gone wrong. So the first time it didn't record, and the second time the sound was really funny. So here's my third attempt. I was so much more passionate on video one. But here we go. So this video is you are everyone pushed out and you don't have any competition. So this to me felt like the final, I mean, I don't want to say final because, you know, there never is a final realization, but it was really felt like a piece of the puzzle fitted together of my you are the creative reality manifestation understanding. And I was coming to the insights anyway, because I've been doing the mirror work and I've been feeling so empowered by taking responsibility for the negative things that were showing up in my experience, and, you know, changing the pronouns to, you know, say XY Bob has abandoned me, I am abandoning myself, and really looking into how I'm abandoning myself and going in and asking what that part of me needs that feels abandoned, and really feeling into what is required for it to not feel abandoned anymore. Abandonment wasn't particularly one of my issues. I just use random ones. So this was really a really powerful shift for me in taking ownership that everything that I'm experiencing is indeed my creation. But I started to kind of then wonder, you know, what happens if you're manifesting something and somebody else is manifesting at the same time? You know, who wins, and how does that all interlink with being the creator of your reality? And I'd for a while believed in multi-dimensions, hologram, like Earth being a hologram of internal energy externally, and I'd kind of been coming to some realizations, and then all of a sudden all this you are yourself pushed out stuff keeps coming up on my YouTube. Now, I have never, I mean, Neville Goddard came up with this a long time ago, and I never heard of it until I started to have the realizations myself, and now everywhere I go people are talking about it. So further confirmation that your reality really does show up around you. You know, it's not that, I'm sure it's not that people are only just starting to talk about this, it's that I'm having the insights, I'm ready to hear it, so it's showing up. So I have to try and remember everything I said now. So you are yourself pushed out. It means it's incredibly empowering. It means you are the only person in your experience with free will. And everybody else, I think it was Shakespeare, it was Shakespeare, and I think this is how the quote went. The world is full of actors, and the world is a stage, or the whole world is a play. I can't remember the quote, I should have looked it up beforehand, but it's very much exactly you are your reality, you are yourself pushed out, because it's acknowledging that every single person that shows up in your experience and your whole experience is simply showing you how you feel about yourself, how you think about yourself, and it's the character and projection that you put onto the other person and give them that role to play. So for example, if you tell a story about a person and you expect them to be a certain way, and this can be a specific person, or this person doesn't commit because he's got baggage, this person doesn't want to commit because he's a player, like, you know, you're putting that story onto them, and sure enough, they will give you that story back. They're very faithful actors in your world, and they will give you exactly what you put out. And then, you know, you might even have more general ones like all men are this and all women are this, and the people I work for are never, you know, good. They're always awful people, and you start to put stories onto whole batches of people and onto specific people, and then these people, they just act out exactly what you project. So you have your own ideas on things, you have your own positive feelings on things from your experience, and you have your own fears, and you project these, and people literally enact them back to you. So if you want to change, all you need to do is change yourself. And the idea of you are everyone pushed out basically means you have no competition. So no one else in your reality has any free will to make any choices. So if you enter a competition, it's not you against multiple people, it's just you against yourself. These people are just here in their reality. One of them might win, depending on, you know, they've all got their realities to play out. You have yours, and in your experience, you are the only player. And it's up to other people, it's up to you only what position you come in. If you like a man and you're worried he's going to leave you for somebody else, there is no anybody else that has any free will. You've just created it because you had fears that he might leave you for somebody else, so he does. You worry that he's not going to commit to you. And then if you're going for a job, like, you go for the job and you fear that you might not get it because you tell yourself that you're not very good at interviews. So guess what? You don't get the job. So there's never anybody else that you are competing against. There is no competition. Your only competition is with yourself. And it's very empowering. As soon as you really, really embody this, like, there's hearing about it, there's kind of saying it's the truth, and there's embodying it, your whole reality changes. You can no longer feel sad or down about anything. If you don't get a job, if somebody leaves you, you no longer feel upset. You just think, oh, I created that. Like, and you start to look at what the fears were that came up and how you created that into your experience. And it's empowering because then you know, well, I created that, so I can just as easily create this experience that I want. So you no longer get down about it. And remember that missing anybody or anything in your life is just an illusion. You cannot miss. You're not missing a person. You're missing the part of yourself that you got, like, you felt they filled because you hadn't filled it in yourself. Like, missing is literally missing a part of yourself that you haven't healed within. So you miss it because you feel like it's been taken away from you, but it's actually just showing you what you need to do in yourself to fill yourself up. So yeah, so how can you work with you or everyone pushed out? Well, there's a lady, so when I started looking into this and feeling it, I found this lady that was talking about it, and she's amazing. She explains it so much better than me because I'm kind of new on the journey, so check her out and I'll link her below. She's got amazing videos on stuff, and she came up on my feed around the time when I was kind of having insights and looking into things myself. And yeah, basically there's a few ways that you can work with this. So I'm a big believer in shadow work. Yeah, it's great to have positive affirmations and to focus on the positive and to script a positive life, but I also believe that you really, really have to take that ownership responsibility and acknowledge what it is that you have created and where from, and go really deep with that. Like, oh, this person's done this to me, you know, and that is showing up because you can learn from it. And a lot of what we do is subconscious. That's why we get all positive, we get what we want, and then it repels and it disappears again. It's because the subconscious was running the show. I love subliminals. I listen to subliminals every night, and you can really target your subliminals when you go deep with the shadow work too, because you can really look at your underlying patterns and then play the appropriate subliminals. And I sleep subliminals, I love them. I also chant and I turn around intentions, and I saw that this lady that I've been watching also kind of do a similar thing. So it's nice when you get confirmation that you're doing similar things to the people that you resonate to. So say, for example, you look at your experience and you're like, somebody spoke to me, like totally disrespected me. Then you can write down all the things that makes you feel. Like, how did that make you feel? It made you feel disrespected. It made you feel like a victim. It made you feel like you were like worthless. It made you feel like you were not a priority. It made you feel like you were insignificant. And then you literally write your intention. You write the opposite. So, you know, if you said I'm disrespected, I am respected. If you say that it makes you feel like a victim, then you say it makes you feel empowered, and you can set your intentions that way. The lady that I'm going to link does something really cool as well that I liked, and she says that she looks at a person and everything that they're doing that isn't what she wants them to do, she writes an intention for them to be a different way. So, oh, my boyfriend never takes me on dates. Like, I intend for my boyfriend to take me on dates. Because the more you go around and say, no, he doesn't take me on dates, it's really frustrating that he doesn't take me on dates, can't believe he doesn't take me on dates, and you tell all your friends and you just build him into the character that you asking him to be. Everything that as soon as you realize that you're the only person in your reality with free will and can make the choices, and you're the only one with influence, and anything playing out in your reality that you don't like is just you creating it. You're creating all your own competition, you're creating all your own like rejections and all of it. Everything that happens to you is your creation, and it's such a empowering place to be when you truly own it. You will never get upset again. You will simply go back to the drawing board and you will work on the stuff that you've been shown, and you will come back ready to create a better version. I wished I'd have found out about this stuff 10 years ago. I wish that, but you know, I wouldn't have believed it. That's the point. I had to come to the realization inside of myself first. Oh, always get a call in the middle of my videos. So, yeah, so my phone is on silent, especially, but they're all coming in on the laptop. So, what are some ways that you can work with this? So, the scripting, I love that idea that you wake up in the morning and you script out, you know, the whole world's a play and everyone in it is actors. I think that's what it is. You write your act, you write your play. You wake up in the morning and you say, oh, my boyfriend's going to take me on an amazing day, and you go into detail and you feel it and you script out your life. You stop talking negatively to your friends about people, and you stop moaning to your girl boyfriends about people and how they're behaving, and you start talking about the things that you actually want them to do. Your words are powerful. That's in the Bible. I haven't even read the Bible. I just know that that it says that everything that you speak is your reality as well. And then I love chanting. So if something happens to me and I don't like it, say, oh, I didn't get chosen, then, you know, I just chant like, Bob chose me, Bob chose me, Bob chose me, or I got the job, I got the job. And it just takes me out of, if I do it just thousands of times, and I do it to music too, I look crazy, I drive in my car, like if anyone sees me, they think I'm mad, because I do my chants, I get myself high to music, and it totally takes away all the disempowered feelings for me, and it makes me feel really positive. Yeah, so there's those ways of being, and yeah, just like I intend this person to do this, to be like this, and but I'm a big believer in doing the shadow work. So I love focusing on the positive, I love like raising the vibration, but I think it's super important to really go deep with the shadow work as well, and anything that comes up, to take full responsibility of why it's shown up in your experience, and go deep, really peel back the layers, because sometimes it's not as easy as just saying, oh, I've been abandoned. There's a much deeper, it's really cool if there's like two of you that are friends that want to do this together, because you can kind of do it, well, you can create a friend that will do this with you, and you can sit and you can get really deep then, because it's very difficult just on your own to go as deep as you need to with some of these wounds, because they on the face of it, it's abandonment and rejection, but there's so many layers, it's like an onion, to really get to the core of what the issue is sometimes. So yeah, everybody is just picking up on your projection, and they are acting out in your movie. So as soon as you realize this, your whole life changes, and perspective. Something you don't like, then you just change it. So the final things that I do is I love subliminals. I sleep to them, especially when you can get deep and you understand what you need to work through. You can watch appropriate subliminals, and you can also make your own. I love playing classical music. I get my phone out and I record in voice notes some purposeful subliminals for myself that I want to work through. And then you've got your voice talking to you, which is even better. So that's my video for today. I want to talk a lot more on this in the future. I'm quite new on my path with it, but it really feels like, oh, I understand. Like, I get it, you know, like I get that piece of the puzzle and everything makes sense. So I hope everyone's well, and I'll speak to you soon.